Hello friends, today we are going to see how to provision an EC2 instance using Terraform. To get started with this session, you need to have few things already installed. The first is Terraform CLI. If you haven't installed Terraform CLI, please watch our Terraform install video where we go over how to install Terraform CLI. And the next is AWS CLI. So for AWS CLI, you can go to the AWS web page, and then depending upon which operating system you're using, you would be able to download that specific version and then install it. And AWS recommend using a CLI version 2. CLI version 1 is kind of getting deprecated. The next is having an AWS account. So for this tutorial, you can just have your free tier account, and most of our resources that we are using is going to fall under that category. Okay, so let's go to our project. So in the project, I have a ec2.tf file, and the ec2.tf file is going to have the Terraform provider, and I'm saying that I want the AWS provider version 2.70. And inside the provider block, I'm saying I need to have AWS provider block so that I can use their services. And in the profile, I give the profile name. So we will see how to set up a profile. So I'm using a default profile here, and in the region I am specifying US East 1. And then resources. So in the resource, today we are going to provision an EC2 instance. So which is the reason I'm specifying it as AWS instance, and I'm naming the resource as EC1. And then AMI. There are multiple Amazon machine images, so you can pick any one of them. I'm picking this specific version, and I'm using an instance type as t2.micro because this instance type falls under the free tier. To figure out what are all the AMI images available, you can go to the AWS page, and in the left side tab under images, you can click on AMIs, and then you can click on public images. It will show you what are all the different images that are available and what is the platform it is running on and all the details that are necessary for you. And I'm choosing one of the versions from there, which is 1537. Okay, so we have the Terraform file ready. So what are all the other prerequisites? So we want to create this profile. So for that, what we will do is we will type the following commands. AWS configure. So once you type AWS configure, it is going to ask for a AWS access key ID. So where can you get the access key ID? Go to the IAM dashboard, and inside IAM dashboard you have the users, and in that you can click on add user, and then you can type an username, and then we need a programmatic access. Terraform needs this access so that it would be able to provision the resource. And then you can go to the next screen, and then you can create a group if you want to add this user to a specific group depending upon the policies that you want to add. But for now, I'm not going to do any of these. And then if you want to add a tag, and we are going to skip this as well for ours. And right now it says this user has no permissions because we haven't added them to any specific group, which is the reason it doesn't have it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and then create this user. So when you create a user, you will get an access key ID and a secret key. So this is another user I created some time back. In this user, I have specified the administrator access. So it would be able to create and manage this EC2 instance. So we will be using this user today to create our resources. So for this user, I know what is the AWS key ID, which I have provided here, and then the AWS secret key, which was given to us. So please save them. These cannot be retrieved again. And then for default region name, US East 1 is the default region name, and for default output format, I'm not providing anything, so it is going to be empty. So these things would be stored under your C drive, under users folder, under your username, under .aws folder. So these are the two files that are present. The config has the information of your region, and you can see in the top, this is the default profile, which is the reason default is shown over there. And then this credential file has your secret ID and password. I don't want to reveal that, so we are not showing that. Okay, so what are the steps in provisioning a EC2 instance? First would be is to do the Terraform init step. So during the Terraform init step, what happens is it will download the necessary providers and then a log file, which would be required to lock the Terraform version that you're going to run. So in the left side, you would be able to see new files that are being generated as part of this. Yep. So now we see the .terraform, which has downloaded our AWS provider, the 2.70 version, and then the Terraform log.html. So we have logged a specific Terraform version. And then the next would be this Terraform validate. Okay, the configuration is valid. And then we can do a Terraform plan. If we do a Terraform plan, it tells us that everything looks good, and then we are going to create this new instance. AWS instance.ec1 is going to be created with this AMI and this instance type, and everything else takes the default values. Now we are going to give Terraform apply. So this Terraform apply would actually provision an AWS resource. So this is asking us for a confirmation. So we're going to type yes. So we have got an error here. Error launching source instance VPC not specified. So I have created a default VPC, and this is a VPC ID. Let's go to our project, and we are going to do the Terraform apply again. And we are confirming it. So now it says that it's creating an AWS instance, EC2 creating. It takes like a few seconds for the EC2 instance to be created. Until then, you would be having logs printed here every 10 seconds until the EC2 instance is being provisioned for you. In AWS console, right now we see instances running as 0, and then we don't have anything else. So let's get into this. Wow, now there is one instance running, the T2 micro, but the status check is still initializing, so we are still being provisioned. Okay, the complete is done, and if you go here, the status check is initializing. So the instance would be provisioned soon. That's it for this video. We have created a very simple EC2 instance. If you want to create EC2 instance with more configurable properties, you can feel free to add those in your resource part, so that you can get a EC2 instance with more customized for you. Before we go, I want to show one more thing, the Terraform TF state. So this is the Terraform TF state, which shows you the instance name I, and then like it ends with D80, which is the one we saw here, D80. So the Terraform stores the state here. So any changes that you are going to do with CPU core count or anything, you would be able to take a look at here, and then like you can modify it so that Terraform would compare the states, and accordingly it will check whether the EC2 instance has to be replaced or it can be modified. and then there is a backup file as well. So since I'm using an open version, all the Terraform states are stored locally. If you are using enterprise version, the Terraform states would be stored in the Terraform cloud. That would be all for this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what are all the other AWS resources you want to provision via Terraform, and then I can make a video on that. Thank you. Bye-bye.